The $8 bottle of bug spray on your porch right now is a scam, and I can prove it in 30 seconds. It works for 4 hours. These 10 plants work for 10 years, and 3 of them will make you money while they do it. 5-star resorts in the most mosquito-heavy places on Earth, Bali, the Florida Keys, the Caribbean, figured something out decades ago. They don't spray chemicals around their guests. They plant specific things in specific spots that create invisible barriers mosquitoes physically cannot cross. The science behind how this works is something most gardening channels have never explained. And one of these plants, number 1 on this list, was studied by the U.S. military for protecting soldiers in tropical combat zones. I'll get to that. But first, let's start at number 10 and work our way up. Here is the math most people never do. A decent bottle of bug spray costs $8 to $12. 4 hours of protection per application. If you're outside regularly through a full mosquito season, that's $60 to $90 every single summer, forever. And you're spraying DEET directly onto your skin. DEET dissolves certain plastics, damages synthetic fabrics, and comes with a warning label longer than most prescription drugs. You're paying repeatedly for something temporary and toxic when permanent and profitable is sitting right in your garden center. Number 10. Marigolds. $2 at any garden center. They contain a compound called pyrethrum, the same natural ingredient found in commercial insect repellents. NASA studies showed marigolds repel mosquitoes from up to 10 feet away. Plant them as a border around your seating area, and you've got a continuous perimeter of protection. Dried marigold flowers sell for $15 to $20 per pound in herbal and natural dye markets. But if you think marigolds pack a punch, wait until you hear what number 9 does to a mosquito's nervous system. Number 9, lavender. The compound linalool doesn't just repel mosquitoes. It interferes with their nervous system at a neurological level. While we smell something calming, mosquitoes experience something close to sensory overload. In Provence, France, they've planted lavender around outdoor living spaces since the Roman Empire, not for fragrance, for pest control. Dried lavender sells for $20 to $40 per pound in the wellness market. Plant it once in well-draining soil and harvest it for a decade. But lavender works passively. Number 8 works actively, and the science behind it will genuinely surprise you. Number 8, catnip. A study at Iowa State University proved that the compound in catnip called nipetolactone is 10 times more effective at repelling mosquitoes than DEET. 10 times. The same chemical that drives cats completely wild sends mosquitoes running in the opposite direction. Indigenous peoples burned dried catnip around their camps for centuries. Modern research just confirmed why it works at a molecular level. Premium organic catnip sells for $40 to $60 per pound, one of the easiest high-value crops you can grow. Grow it in containers, though, because this plant will take over your entire garden if you let it. And speaking of aggressive plants, number 7 spreads even faster, but the protection it gives you is worth every bit of the maintenance. Number 7, lemon balm. It contains the same compounds found in commercial citronella candles, but at much higher natural concentrations. Every time the wind moves through it or someone brushes against it, it releases a fresh wave of repellent oils into the surrounding air. 24 hours a day, no batteries, never burns out. It grows in sun or shade, handles drought and overwatering, and spreads naturally over time. Dried lemon balm sells for $20 to $40 per pound in herbal tea and natural medicine markets. Now, lemon balm works through scent. Number 6 works by doing something far more aggressive. It completely destroys a mosquito's ability to navigate. Number 6, peppermint. Menthol overwhelms mosquitoes' scent receptors and makes it physically impossible for them to locate targets. Think of it as a smoke bomb in their GPS. Commercial repellents contain synthetic versions of compounds found naturally in peppermint. You're growing your own repellent factory, except this version improves your garden instead of harming it. Premium dried peppermint sells for $15 to $30 per pound. Fresh mint is in constant demand from restaurants and juice bars. Planted in containers like catnip, it will take over everything if you give it open ground. Number 5 gives you the same aggressive protection, but adds something no other plant on this list does. Number 5, basil. Sweet basil contains 3 mosquito-fighting compounds simultaneously: eugenol, linalool, and citronellol. Most plants use one. Basil uses 3 at once, and every time someone brushes past it or you harvest a handful for dinner, you trigger a fresh release of all 3. For maximum protection, grow African blue basil or lemon basil. They carry the highest concentrations of active compounds. Fresh specialty basil sells for $8 to $15 per bunch at farmers markets. Dried moves for $25 to $40 per pound. Your outdoor kitchen herb garden is also your mosquito defense system. But we're now entering the top 4, and this is where the plants stop being just helpful and start being genuinely remarkable. Number 4, rosemary. The oils that make rosemary perfect for roasting, camphor, cineol, alpha-pinene, are the exact same compounds that create an invisible repellent barrier. Mediterranean cultures have thrown rosemary branches onto outdoor fires for thousands of years, creating aromatic smoke that kept insects away while flavoring grilled food. You can do the same thing on your barbecue right now. Rosemary is a drought-tolerant perennial. The more heat and dry stress it experiences, the stronger its aromatic oils become. Premium culinary rosemary sells for $12 to $25 per pound dried. Plant it once, harvest it for years. But rosemary works best close to where you're sitting. Number 3 creates a protective zone that covers your entire yard. Number 3, real citronella grass. Not the fake citronella plants sold at big box stores. Those are a completely different plant with a fraction of the potency. True citronella grass is the actual source of the oils that citronella candles are made from. Those candles contain synthetic, diluted versions of what this grass produces naturally. When you grow the real thing, you get pure concentrated protection with every breeze that moves through it. In warm climates, it grows into impressive clumps. In colder regions, grow it in large containers you move indoors in winter. Natural repellent products made from citronella grass extract sell for $20 to $40 per bottle in the wellness market. You are 2 plants away from the one the U.S. military studied. Number 2 sets up everything that makes number 1 so extraordinary. Number 2, sage. Research found that having sage around offers up to 32% protection against mosquitoes just through passive scent diffusion. But when you burn it, even just a small bundle on a fire pit or in a heat-proof dish, you create a smoke barrier that mosquitoes physically cannot enter. This is why sage has been burned in outdoor rituals across dozens of cultures for thousands of years. The pest control was the point. White sage smudge bundles sell for $40 to $80 per pound in the wellness market. A well-maintained sage garden generates consistent income through fresh herb sales, dried bundles, and smudge sticks. And now, number 1. The plant that made luxury resort designers stop using chemicals entirely. The plant that federal researchers spent years studying. The plant that does something no other species on Earth does. Number 1, American beautyberry. The active compounds in this plant, calicarpinol and intermediol, exist nowhere else in nature. They don't just repel mosquitoes. They create an invisible protective zone extending 15 to 20 feet in every direction from the plant. The U.S. Department of Agriculture and the U.S. military both studied beautyberry specifically for developing natural repellents for soldiers operating in tropical environments. The results were unambiguous. Beautyberry compounds outperformed DEET in multiple tests. This is not folk medicine. This is federally researched botanical science. American beautyberry works against mosquitoes, ticks, fire ants, and chiggers simultaneously. One plant, 4 pest categories. No commercial product on the market does that, and it is almost impossible to kill. Tolerates soggy clay, sandy drought, full sun, full shade, 0 fertilizer. In fall, it produces clusters of brilliant purple berries that feed birds and create genuine ornamental value. Anyone growing and selling beautyberry products now is ahead of a market that is just beginning to discover this plant. Here's the strategy that doubles the effectiveness of everything on this list. Layered defense. Instead of one type of plant, you create overlapping zones. American beautyberry or citronella grass as your outer perimeter, maximum range, maximum potency. Rosemary and basil near entrances and seating where people brush against them and trigger fresh oil release. Lavender and marigolds as your decorative secondary ring, working continuously in the background. Sage ready to burn when mosquito pressure peaks in the evening. Different plants release their compounds at different times in different ways. Some work constantly through passive diffusion. Some activate on contact. Some are most effective in heat, others in humidity. By overlapping multiple plants, you create protection that adapts to every condition with no gaps and no expiry. A landscape architect in Florida uses this exact system for million-dollar waterfront properties. Her clients report a 95% reduction in mosquito encounters. Every plant in that system also produces harvestable product. The yard pays for itself. Stop buying something that expires in 4 hours and comes with a warning label. These 10 plants cost almost nothing, grow back every year, look incredible in any garden, and several of them generate real income. 10 plants. One strategy, 0 chemicals. Watch that one next. These 5 garden plants are worth 10 times more when fermented.